Hi, Grzegorz Niemczuk. First and foremost, thank you for finding time for this interview we're going to make.
My pleasure.
Let me first ask you, when did you decide to be a pianist?
Oh, it was not so simple like many people think that I was a child prodigy and when I was 7 I was dreaming about being a pianist. No. First of all, piano was for me for many years like a play. I was playing football, I was doing other things and I was also learning how to play the piano. And I think maybe when I started to play more advanced repertoire that I knew from the recordings, I realized how much I love it. And I think it was more or less when I was 16 or 17 years old when I first decided that this can be my profession. And then, of course, when I was a student at the music academy, then I was absolutely sure that yes, this is what I want to do in my life. And I will never give in, I will do all I can to be a concert pianist.
You're playing concerts all over the world. And this year, it's 10 years since first time you come to Norway. Tell me, how did your relationship to Norway all started?
Well, this is true. It's been 10 years and it passed like 1 year. It's really amazing. 10 years in Norway every year. Well, it started by a coincidence, I must say. I came first time to Norway not as a concert pianist, but as an accompanist. I was accompanying my friend, a Norwegian singer, who asked me to accompany him in his concert in Norway, in Eidsvoll. And I said yes, why not? And then, because his repertoire was not long enough, they let me play a few pieces solo. The problem was that there was no grand piano, it was only upright piano, not particularly good. But I decided, okay, I will play solo. And I played some Chopin pieces. And then it was such a huge success, my solo playing, that Eidsvoll Kulturhus, they started to invite me every year for the concert. And after that, more and more cultural houses started to invite me. And now I'm so lucky to play in many, many places in Norway.
But what's so special about touring and playing in Norway that makes you come back year after year?
Well, most of all people, I think. Well, I love many things in Norway, starting from the how you care for the environment, how clean this country is, and how people are always warm and helpful, and everybody speaks perfect English, which also makes it easier for me, and how they love my music. So that makes me love this country.
I suppose no audience is alike, and you have met audience all over the world. How will you describe the Norwegian audience?
Well, I was surprised because I thought Norwegians are different. Before I came to Norway for the first time, I thought that, when we think about Scandinavian people, we usually think they are they have a distance, they're rather cold, they don't express very much their emotions, not like South people, like South America or Spain. But here, it's on the contrary. Everywhere I see open people, I see spontaneous people, I see, especially in my concerts, the reactions are very spontaneous, they can scream, they can whistle sometimes. It's really amazing how much they love my music and how crazy they can get. And not only young people, even older people. And when I say to Norwegians, you are also laughing. When I say it to Norwegians, they also always laugh about it because they consider themselves also not very spontaneous. But I don't agree. For my music, they are very, very spontaneous, yes.
How many cities and towns and communities have you visited during these 10 years?
Oh my God, I didn't count, but I think around 30, maybe around 30 now, and that's really a lot. I think I played in more cities in Norway than I played in my my Poland. So that's it's like my second home now.
When you are playing in Japan and China and in large cities in South America, you are performing for thousands of people in huge halls. What makes you enjoy playing in small towns, small communities in little Norway?
Well, it's very special. First of all, of course, I enjoy very much playing for thousands of people in big halls. The energy is unbelievable, absolutely. But there is something in small towns and in small halls that is missing in these big halls. And I would call it the hunger of classical music, if you understand. People in small towns, they are hungry for this classical music. Of course, I'm talking about people who are interested in this music, of course. But I can feel how much they want to hear such a concert. And they deserve this music as much as people who live in Tokyo, Beijing, or Lima, or Sao Paulo. Why not? So, if only I have time, and I always try to have time for Norway, and I get invitation, I never say no, even if the town is only 3,000 people, because that's what I said. I believe everybody deserves the high-class music, and that's why I enjoy it very much.
Nice. You are not only a concert pianist, but you're also a professor in Poland. Do you give master classes in Norway?
Oh yes, I love to teach, and it happens that cultural schools in Norway ask me to do a master class. And the level, it depends. Of course, here children, most of the cultural schools, they treat like a hobby. The music is like a hobby. But I think it's very good because, well, in my opinion, everybody should learn how to play the instrument. Not everybody can be an artist or concert artist, but it's really good for children. And when I see young Norwegians learning how to play the piano, well, I am very enthusiastic to teach them, so I do it. And I also was invited in 2 music academies in Norway, the most prestigious Oslo Music Academy, and also in Christiansen. And well, of course, then the level was very high, and I enjoyed it really very much. And yeah, I'm teaching a lot in Norway now.
After 10 years in Norway, you have learned a few Norwegian words. Tell me, since you have been playing so often in Norway, haven't you thought about learning our language?
Should I promise to learn the Norwegian language?
You should.
Well,
Absolutely.
well, I must admit, I thought about it, and I started to learn Norwegian a few years ago. But well, I had to stop because there was another language which was more important for me, which was Spanish. Because, as you know, I play in South America every year, and the problem is they don't speak any English. So only in Norway, well, in Norway they speak English. Everybody speaks English and understands English, so I can communicate. And so it was the priority. But now I can say I can speak Spanish. So yes, it is the time to start to learn Norwegian. And I think this year I will start to learn it very intensely.
Good. And let me end this interview by expressing our gratitude to you for sharing your amazing music and your outstanding interpretation with us.
Thank you very much.